Hello, happy Monday. Welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It is a gloriously sunny day outside, which I am very happy about. It's meant to be a really warm start to the week. I think we're getting the last of our summer right now, and I'm not complaining because it means I get to read a lot. I am going somewhere for work today, so I have to drive somewhere, and then on the way back, I'm going to go back to my family home because the distance I'm driving is quite a long way and it's quicker to, well, not quicker, but closer to stop to my family home on the way back. So I'm going to stop there and just stay for a day or two there because the swinging bench is going to get some use and I just want to be able to enjoy the last of the sun with my book outside, so that's what I'm going to do. So a little bit of a reading update slash what my reading plans are for the week. So I have about 100 pages left of Crystal Storm by Morgan Rhodes. This is the 5th book in the Fallen Kingdom series. It's a very epic fantasy series that kind of has familiarities with Game of Thrones about it, but is a lot less daunting in my opinion, but just as brutal, just as gripping, just as epic. I love this series so much and I have been slowly reading these over the past year or so. So this is the 5th book. As I said, I've got about 100 pages left. Read quite a lot of it over the weekend, so I hope to be able to finish this one today, hopefully, if I'm able to sit outside for long enough in the sun. So I am very much looking forward to seeing how this one concludes and hopefully retaining it in my brain a little bit to then go on to read the last one hopefully within the next month or two, because I don't want to forget everything, because that is the issue I have with this series. So far I am really liking it and it is definitely gripping me. I didn't want to put it down last night, but I needed to sleep. I am also reading Lore by Alexandra Bracken. This is a Greek mythology, modern day, I won't say retelling as such because there is a massive twist on the way that we normally know these stories to be, but we're following our main character who is in a world in which every 7 years the Greek gods come down from Olympus and mortals or some type of people are able to hunt them. They're basically able to be hunted, and if you kill the Greek god then you absorb the Greek god's powers, which is quite a concept. So I am going to be listening to this audiobook alongside physically reading it. I started it yesterday. I'm about 6 chapters in. This one is for a dedicated reading vlog, so I'm really excited to see what I think of it. This is the really lovely Fairy Loot edition. So far I am enjoying it. I thought I would find it a little bit slower to get going, I suppose. I don't really know why I had that opinion, but everyone said to try the audiobook, so I did, and that's clearly been a good way to go. So I'm going to listen to that when I drive to where I've got to go for work later today. And then the book I hope to start tomorrow or whenever I finish Crystal Storm is Trifles Need Not Apply by Camilla Bruce. This is a feminist murder-filled story. It follows a woman who realises that men are basically being bastards, so she decides to start killing them because she's not okay with the fact that women are being treated differently and doesn't accept that, so she just decides to go on a killing spree instead. And I am very intrigued by this. I've heard really good things. It's a historical fiction, so it is out of my normal reading comfort zone, but I am trying to read more historical fiction at the moment, so I'm really excited to see what I think of this. But hopefully I can start this either later tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I finish Crystal Storm, which will hopefully be pretty early at the start of the week, so I can read this a little bit out in the sun, so I'm really excited. So those are the 3 books I'm going to be reading this week. I will hopefully, if I finish any of those, obviously pick up something else at the end of the week, but I have no idea what my reading's going to be like this week. Whenever I go back to my family home, I am always slower at reading because we all sit together in the evening, whereas I would sit alone and read here. That makes me sound really lonely, but I live alone, so it's a different dynamic. But because it's sunny, I think I'll probably be sat outside reading quite a lot after work and in my lunch break, so fingers crossed. I'm very excited. And of course, as always, I will take you along with me. So welcome to the vlog. It is Monday, kind of afternoon. It's just gone into afternoon. I'm heading off in about 2 hours or so, so I've got a bag packed, ready to go. Let's have a great week. I feel like it's always a good start to a reading vlog when I can say that I have finished a book on day 1 of the reading vlog, and that is Crystal Storm. I read the last 100 pages, sat in the swinging chair in the sun back at my family home, and I loved it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's just such a fantastic series, and I think this book is probably one of my favourites because this is very much leading towards the big climax of this series, and we've just been getting there slowly. And in this book we see the pace pick up a lot, and we're seeing all these things kind of slot into place and all the characters be thrown into different situations. It's very dramatic, lots of twists and turns. Absolutely loved it. 4 out of 5 stars. Just cannot wait to read the last one in the series and see what Morgan Rhodes is going to do to these characters and to my heart, but absolutely loved this one. And then I have brought with me Trifles Need Not Apply. I really hope I like this one because I am at my family home until Wednesday, so if I don't like this, I am not bookless because there's a lot of books here, but I am going to be off my TBR, so I hope I do enjoy this one. But this is a historical fiction, as I said earlier, I think, in which a woman is killing men because she doesn't think that they deserve to just live scot-free for everything they have put women through. So I think this should be quite interesting. I'm very intrigued to see the route this takes and how it shapes itself as a feminist novel with the kind of plot that we've got going on at the moment. So I am very excited to see what the writing style is like, and hopefully I like this one. I'm sure I will. But going into Tuesday, it's going to be really, really sunny tomorrow. So in my lunch break and after work, I'm going to sit outside and read Trifles Need Not Apply. I'm very excited because I've wanted to read this one for quite a while. This was a pre-order for me. So I really, really, really hope I like it. But yeah, Crystal Storm complete. Finished, really enjoyed it. Trifles Need Not Apply next up on the TBR. Hello, it is Tuesday and I am working in the garden today, which is so nice to be able to say in September. I am looking forward to autumn, and I was kind of getting ready for autumn, but I am very happy to have the last few days of summer. Definitely not going to complain about this heat because it means I get to sit outside in shorts and work and just feel very calm and at peace with my day, and also means after work and in my lunch break I get to read some more of Trifles Need Not Apply, which I started last night and I'm only 34 pages in. This is a book that I think is going to take me longer to read because I'm reading it in a different way to how I have read a couple of the previous books that I've read. I can't really explain the why behind that. I just think I'm absorbing it in a different way. It's a different type of story and it's not heavy or slow in any way, but I'm taking more time to read it for some reason. But I am really, really liking this so far. We are thrown immediately into meeting our main character, who is in a bit of a predicament, except actually I don't know if she is our main character because she has got a different name to the character talked about in the blurb, so I don't know if she changes her name or if this is one big introduction story to where we're going to get going with this plot. So I'm quite intrigued to figure that out already, but we're between the setting of Norway and also Chicago, and we're seeing those two different settings contrasted in, I think it's set in the late 1800s. Yeah, so the chapters I'm reading at the moment are the 1800s, and then the blurb says this is based on an actual thing that happened in Chicago in the 1900s, or in the year 1900. So this is based on real events, obviously is also fictionalised, but so far I am really liking it and I cannot wait to sit and read a bit more on my lunch break. But yeah, sat outside in the sun, enjoying the day. I hope you're having a fantastic day whenever you're watching this. I don't know if it's still going to be sunny by the time you're watching this, but I hope you managed to enjoy the sun if you did get some. Hello, it is Thursday afternoon or evening, I don't really know what time of day it is. It is late afternoon, it is after work, and I am about to settle down to read a little bit of this book. I have been at my family home for the past few days. It's been really lovely and sunny. Today it's suddenly got really rainy. It's got a little bit cooler, but it's really humid outside. It's that kind of uncomfortable stage now when you have had the heat with the sun, and I enjoy sitting outside in it, and now it's muggy and gloomy, and it's just like the kind of heat where when you move you're just like, no. So yes, I like the sun and the heat, but not the muggy kind. So anyway, point being, I'm gonna sit and read this so I don't actually have to move. I would like to go for a walk, but to be honest, it's just on and off rain and I don't really trust it to not completely drown me, and I have an Instagram live later today, so I don't think I want to risk it. But yes, on to this book, Trifles Need Not Apply. So I am up to this point here, which is 160 pages in, and I am really liking this. It's a bit different to how I expected. I thought the pacing would be quite fast paced. However, maybe it does pick up a little bit in pacing, but I'm still really liking it. Like, the fact that it's slower paced isn't hindering my enjoyment of it, because you're still getting a lot from the characters. We're seeing two different characters' perspectives, but we've got Bella, who is our main character, and then her sister Nellie. Now, Nellie is kind of there to show us another perspective of everything Bella is doing, and to give us almost a more positive aspect of Bella and a more positive viewpoint of Bella, because the chapters from Bella are making her quite dislikable, and I think that is very much done in an obvious and deliberate way. So we disconnect with her as a character, which is, I'm going to put this down because I don't need to be holding it, which is interesting because it creates a dynamic where we're following a character we don't really like, but then we're seeing her sister's perspective of her, where there's still bad things happening, but they're almost like excused or given some kind of a reason, and we're then given that kind of shifting opinion of her. So it's definitely an interesting way of telling the story, and I don't think I've often read a book where the main character is meant to be someone fairly dislikable, and I do think, again, that's why we've got these other chapters from Nellie, because if we were just reading from a character that we found quite dislikable and irritating at times with the way that they treat people or expect things from life, then I think it would maybe be more difficult to read. But because we've got Nellie's chapters, it's really interesting to read, and we're being fed all this information that's just growing and growing these characterizations, especially for Bella, and I am excited to see where she goes. This is a feminist novel about the way that women are treated, and throughout that there are so many nods to different things that we still see today in society. It's really interesting to see these women's lives and the way that they are viewed in society, and the way that they have to have certain things to be seen as acceptable members of society as well, and the roles that women take in the household and as mothers and as wives. And it's just a really interesting book to read, as I expected it would be. It is not disappointing me so far. It is just one that I am having to take more time to sit down and read. I think it just reads slower than a YA fantasy would, for example, which again is fine because I'm not getting bored, but I'm intrigued to see where the latter part of this book goes, because I think I'm almost at the end of the introduction part, which probably sounds like a rather long introduction part, but everything that's happening now is everything that was said in the blurb, whereas I feel like I'm probably 50 to 100 pages off the book then becoming more than what was just on the blurb. So I'm excited to see how it goes. But yeah, for anyone looking to read it, I would definitely recommend this so far. It's unlike anything I've read before, but that's probably not saying much because I don't normally read from this type of genre or time period. So trying to expand what I'm reading. Going well for me so far, really enjoying this. And as I said, I've got an Instagram live after work, so Lauren and I, well, it is after work now. Later on, I've got an Instagram live. Lauren and I are doing something called Fact or False, where we're taking people's Instagram assumptions or myths, and we are saying whether they are fact or false to the best of our knowledge and ability. If you want to catch that, I will have saved it to my IGTV, so that's on Books Nest on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm gonna just prep for that before, read a little bit, and cook some food later. It is after work on Friday. It is officially the weekend. I don't know why I'm so hyped of not doing anything crazy, but you know, it's the weekend. Woo! I'm currently reading Try First Need Not Apply. You know this, we've discussed it. I am now over halfway through. Still hate the main character. She's just so unlikable. She's so greedy and entitled. She just expects everything to be handed to her. And if it isn't, she just kicks off. And she's certainly unlikable, but in a very deliberate way. But yeah, over halfway through, hoping to finish that this weekend. I think I've got about 200 pages left. Then when I finish that, I'm gonna move on to, I don't know what, something else on my TBR. I'm excited because as soon as I reach this point, I'm halfway through my fictionary TBR, and then that is a successful start into the month, and I feel like I'm secure within my fictionary TBR, and will also be able to add on books that I want to read separately, because I am putting together my spoopathon TBR, and I'm just looking at some of my books now, and there is so much I want to fit on this. For anyone that isn't aware, Spoopathon is Spoopy Hole's readathon in October. I am one of the team hosts. My team is Order of Spies. If you want to join us and you want to be on the winning team, I will leave, or I will try to remember to leave the links down below to Holly's explainer video, and that'll give you all the details, and then you can sign up, join the Discord, select Order of Spies, have a great time. It's going to be really, really fun. But there's books that I want to read that I haven't put on my TBR, and I'm now like, I really want to read you. An example of one would be Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, which I haven't read yet. So maybe I'll try and read this if I finish my TBR in time. Maybe I'll save this one for November. I feel like it could be a good autumnal November going into winter type of read. But yeah, I'm really excited by my reading at the moment. I'm gonna go for a walk now because it stopped raining, and I was gonna go to the gym, but no. So I'm gonna go for a walk. It looks really wet and dingy out, but at the same time that's kind of the walk I want because I've been so hot this week that a bit of fresh air would be very welcome. And I'm gonna go down one of my really lovely walk routes that's down all these really lovely houses in a crescent I just love looking at. They're all different and I just love having a nosy. So I will go for a walk, come back, I might order a pizza, gonna sit and watch Nine Perfect Strangers, very excited. Don't have anything crazy planned for the weekend. I need to solidify my outfit for the Blogosphere Awards, which is on Thursday next week, which is so exciting. I'm nominated for Book Influencer of the Year, which is, wow, thank you once again. So I'm gonna be picking out my outfit. I've kind of got an idea, but they've just said today it's red carpet, so I'm like, I don't have anything red carpet, which is gonna make it work. So yeah, happy Friday. How's your day going? Remember that time I was like, it's not raining anymore, I'm gonna go for a walk? It's raining. I'm currently under a tree because it was a little tiny bit raining and then it got heavy, so I'm camping out here. Well, that was a fun walk in the rain. Sometimes I kind of enjoy walking in the rain, and I actually did enjoy that. It was kind of cozy, made me feel a bit autumnal, whilst I am still very much happy to have sunny and hot days. I am also looking forward to autumn, and yeah, it was nice and cozy. I've come home now, got myself dry, ordered my pizza from Pizza Hut, and anticipating its arrival eagerly. Hello, it is Saturday and I am very nearly finished with Triflers Need Not Apply. I've got this much left, so I'm 100% finishing this book today. I feel like I keep having to remind myself this is actually based off real events, and I am definitely gonna go and Google this afterwards. So when I've been saying like the whole time, like obviously the character's very dislikable and she's written in a deliberate way to make us dislike her, like obviously I am aware she is a serial killer and this is based on a real human. I didn't know what kind of spin this book would give this character, and it is interesting. So yeah, reminder, this is based off of real events for myself mainly, because I keep forgetting, oh my god, this actually happened, or some version of this actually happened. I am then going to be bringing with me The Nature of Witches. I didn't want to read this a couple of weeks ago because it was actually sunnier than I wanted it to be when I read this book, whereas now it's a little bit gloomier, the temperature is dropping a tiny bit, it's still baking in my flat, but I'm going to give this a go because this seems like the perfect entrance into autumnal read and I am very excited. So that's going to be coming back with me. I've got to go back home to get my eyebrows done because I just don't trust anyone else with my eyebrows apart from the woman that's been doing them for literally years. So yeah, I have to go back to my family hometown to get those done, and I'm just going to stay for a little bit as well. That's my plan. Happy Saturday. I probably will forget to update you until later tonight, but that's just the way Saturdays roll. Hello and good night. Of course, I did exactly what I said I would do and not wrapped up the vlog until right now and not vlogged anything else until right now, but that's fine. I think that's on brand for a Saturday when I tend to come back home. But I had a good day. I am absolutely knackered today. I am gonna go get ready for bed soon, sit and read some of my book and just chill. I have literally got like the last chapter or two, I think the last chapter of Triflers Need Not Apply left. I was just about to finish it earlier and then had dinner and now I need to finish it, so I'm going to do that tonight and that will be done, and I think it'll probably come out as a 4-star. I have enjoyed it a lot. I think I keep having to remind myself it's based on someone real and something that actually happened, and I'm quite intrigued to Google this story of Belle Gunness, I think it's pronounced, and see the story of that and how that was reported and how this fictional version of it differs, but I'm really interested in that. I think what's been interesting throughout this book as well is that it is, I've been saying it's a feminist story because it is a feminist story in the sense of this is about a woman's journey striving out against men and striving out against men who abuse her and wanting to carve a path for herself that isn't the one society is carving for her. And I think ultimately the reason I picked this up was because of that. Like I wanted to see how we had this character killing men and basically becoming a serial killer because she wanted to pave a way that was different to the one that society had written out for her, and something that was carved from her trauma and her abuse and the life she had experienced and the life she wanted to have, and how everything she's done is to break out of that shell that society has set for her and has told her she should just be okay with, and how she's not okay with that. And like really at the heart of it, like there are definitely a lot of feminist themes here in terms of wanting to not follow that path that's been set out for her and wanting to break it and not have to be controlled by men. And in that sense, yes, we've got all those feminist boxes ticked. However, this is obviously a really, really extreme version of a woman taking things upon herself to become a very different type of character. And again, definitely, yeah, a not good example of how to be a feminist, but certainly an example of someone that's trying to carve the way for themselves in a world that is very much designed for men, and that is literally what the front cover says: in a world designed for men, or something like that, in a world that men will inherit, or if they're all killed, or something like that. So yeah, I did very much expect it to be that kind of a path going into it, and it's not disappointed. So really interesting book, really interesting, and I hope you've enjoyed hearing my thoughts on it. I feel like I'm definitely still developing thoughts on it, and I feel like I have to be careful when I speak about it, in the sense of like, obviously this is something really horrendous that did actually happen, and I don't want to take away from that by talking about this in the fictionalized sense and how the author has crafted this story. But yeah, as a story and as a piece of fiction, really interesting. Taught me about a different time period and a different culture coming into America during that time period, because our main character is a Norwegian immigrant, and has also taught me about the way that she as a woman was viewed and represented within that time, and then has just shown me the kind of extremes that she's gone to try and pave the way for herself. So yeah, definitely an interesting book. Anyway, I am gonna wrap this up here. As I said, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you've been reading this week, or subscribe, all of these things to see more of my face on your feed. I've also got my Patreon link down below if you want any extra content from me. It's a fun place to be. I really, really like it. It's got lots of exciting extra content and lots of stuff coming as well, including live shows, book clubs, a special dedicated reading vlog that comes out every 2 months, decided by my patrons as to what I will read, and contributions to my fictionary TBR as well. So all of that in my Patreon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.